Hey guys, it is me, Jeanette, with an update video. I've had a rough couple of few weeks, and I just wanted to give you guys an update. As you can see, I have no hair, but I'll get into that. And since I was going to be on camera and I had the energy, I went ahead and put on some makeup because I love playing with makeup. It just keeps my mind busy, and my mind has been running a lot with different thoughts. Um, I do talk a little slow sometimes, depending on my energy level. And someone had made a comment about the drooping of my face, and I will get to that at the end of the video, addressing that. So anyways, I made some notes because I didn't want to forget anything. So on the 12th, which was Mother's Day, one of my best friends passed away. And I was pretty close to them, obviously, if they're my best friends. So I wasn't feeling very good, for obvious reasons. So the 15th is when I started a new chemo, or a different chemo, which was the Taxotere, which causes the hair loss, and the Herceptin, which is the chemo, and the Zometa, which is a bone strengthener. They also give you pre-meds. They also give you Benadryl. They also give you steroids to take prior to the chemo and to follow up after the chemo. And that was on Wednesday. By Wednesday night, I kind of started feeling kind of sick, which was not expected. I thought I was going to be good for a few days before the symptoms started, because they usually give you some medication to help combat symptoms for a couple of days, and then the symptoms kick in. So Thursday I went to work. I wasn't feeling too good, but I went. The 17th I went to work, which is Friday, and I was constipated. I couldn't go to the bathroom. And I felt like I needed to go, but I just couldn't go. And some of the pain medication causes constipation, and other medications as well. So on the 18th, which was on a Saturday, that was the services they had for my best friend. So that was a long day. I woke up early, put on my makeup, got dressed. I wanted to be one of the first ones there in the morning at 10 a.m. And I stayed until services were over, and a little after, just to sit with family. So it was like from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. So I had a long day, and I really wore myself out. On the 19th was Sunday. I went to church, saw some family, had a little bit of chicken with fries. Still constipated during this time. On the 20th, I was very miserable because I was having a lot of pain in the tummy. My mom's dog is barking. She wants to come in. So the 20th, on Monday, I called in. The 21st, still couldn't go, constipated. And Sunday was the last time I had eaten, because I didn't want to continue eating while being constipated, because I just didn't want to get backed up. So anyways, I called in on Tuesday. I tried everything. Miralax. I drank the whole bottle with apple juice as directed. I had stool softeners. I had X-Lax. I had, what are those called? Suppositories. I had this drink. It's like a Go Lightly drink that makes you go whenever you're going to have a colonoscopy. They give that to you. I had that. I was taking everything possible to help things move along, and nothing was happening, and I was in some pain, and there was a little bit of bleeding as well, because of all the pushing. Give me a second. My mom's about to walk. When my mom walks in, I'm going to pause the video, and then I'll be right back. So she just came in and walked out. They went to a doctor's appointment, my mom. So then I started feeling like these lumps in my stomach on the left side, and I kept massaging it down because I was thinking that there was stuff that wasn't moving. So I was trying to like push it down so that I could go. And I was just in pain. I mean, it was not, I didn't feel good. So then I finally went to the emergency room on the 21st, which was Tuesday. They did a scan of my abdomen to see if maybe I had some type of blockage in my intestines. And what they found was that within a few weeks, because this didn't show up on my last CT, which I had 3 weeks prior, I believe, something like that. So from that last time I had a CT scan to the 21st, when I went into the emergency room, when they scanned my abdomen, they found that I had new cancerous growth in the lining of my abdomen. So the cancer has moved again. My blood work showed that I had low white blood cell count. So I was going up and down with fever, and they didn't know why. They figured that my body was trying to fight some kind of infection, whether it was bacterial or viral or fungal. They didn't know because there was nothing that they could see wrong with me except for the constipation. So my doctor, they consulted with my oncologist, and my oncologist suggested that I be admitted. So they did admit me. Let me see. I was in the hospital for about, I believe, 10 days. And I kept getting fever off and on, and they couldn't figure out why. I had an MRI to my head because I told them that sometimes I feel forgetful, or that I have pain in the back of my head and in the front of my head. So they went ahead and did an MRI of my head. And I think the next day I was having these spasms in my hands and my fingers, and they were thinking it was from the surgery that I had because I had to cut my back and my nerves. And one of the medications does cause neuropathy in the hands and the feet. But they went ahead and did an MRI of my neck, and the cancer that I have in my bones in my neck didn't show that they got bigger or smaller. They were just showing that they were still there. And then I was getting a pain, like whenever I would stand up from the bed, I was getting these pains in my groin area. So they did an ultrasound to check for blood clots, and that came out fine. Then on the 28th, which was a week from being admitted, my hair started to fall out. And then when I was in the shower, I felt something in my lower abdomen on my skin that felt tough, like tough skin. So I was feeling around, and I'm like, what do I have on my lower belly? And so it was like a lump under my skin that was kind of hard. So I thought it was like a boil or something. So I tried squeezing it to see if anything would come out, because I've gotten boils before, not often, but I have. And usually I just squeeze them in the shower, and they kind of just drain. And every day when you shower, you just squeeze it, and then eventually it goes away. So when I got out of the shower, I told my nurse, and they think that that's probably why my white blood cell count was so low, and why I kept having a fever off and on, is because of the boil. So then on the 29th, I was having low white blood cell count still, and low red blood cell, and they couldn't figure out why. So they went ahead and gave me a blood transfusion. And then after that, we had a doctor come in and see me, and he cut open the boil. Of course, he numbed the area all the way around, cut open the boil, and then he drained it. But he said that wasn't there. He didn't see much of an infection. It was a lot of old blood and new blood. So I don't know, but he cleaned it out as best he could, and then he put the suri strips in there and left a little tail hanging. And my suri strip, or my wound, got the bandages were to be taken out and rebandaged twice a day. So that's what I've been doing. I still actually have it, but only like a little piece, like maybe this much is, like that much is going in. Then on the 31st, which was Friday, I was discharged because my red blood cell count finally went up. My white blood cell finally went up. They were giving me potassium because I had low potassium. And it was just like this like fizz ball that they would put in water, kind of like Alka-Seltzer that had an orange flavor. It wasn't really all that nice tasting, but I mean, it was fine. So then when I was discharged on the 31st of May, I came to my mom's house, and I've been here for about a week. I spend the nights here, and I go between here and home. But I'm trying to, what the thing is that since I still have the boil and it's still healing, they want me to not go out in public as much because they don't want me to get an infection. And if I go out to public places, then they want me to wear a mask. Not because I'm going to get anybody sick, but because I don't want to get sick, because people could be carrying things, colds, sore throat, strep infection, and all that. And I'm easily to get it since I'm susceptible to that. So during this whole time, my hair is still falling out. Mainly, it's thinning. It was thinning on the sides, and on the back, it was almost bald because I sleep on my back. So from rubbing my head on the pillow, I would wake up with hair in my pillow. So on the 5th, I finally just went and shaved my head after I saw my oncologist. So she just needs to get the okay from the doctor who did the boil, because I have an appointment with him on Monday. She's just waiting for the okay, and then to get me back on chemo because it's been too long since I was last on it, and she will not put me on the chemo until that doctor looks at my boil and make sure that it's completely healed. Because once she gives me the chemo, and if I'm not healed, it's just going to make things worse because I don't have the ability to recover from that because my body's just weak. So on the 10th, which is Monday, I have a checkup with my doctor. And then for Father's Day weekend that's coming up, I believe on the 16th, my family wants to go to have a little trip to Corpus and to Port Aransas and just go hang out at the beach. I usually don't get in the water because it's pretty dirty here in Texas. But I just love hearing the wind. I mean, not the wind. I love hearing the waves crashing on the beach. And I love having that wind blowing in my face and the sun on my face. Just being out at the beach just is so calming to me. So they rented like a beach house. So we're going to go there for a few days and get away before I come back and start my new chemo. I don't know if it's going to cause me to be sick again. I'm hoping that the first time was just a fluke, but I have medication for constipation on hand. She wants me to just take it once I get the chemo. It's a stool softener, so she wants me to take it once I get the chemo, just so I don't get constipated, because that's what kind of got me feeling really bad. But anyhow, that is the update, and we're already getting into 15 minutes. The reason why I have, or you might notice, that I have my face is more droopy. Um, I don't know which side they're talking about, but um, about 6 years ago, I had woken up with Bell's palsy, and I had it for, I can't remember, but I have some videos about that in on my channel, but you have to scroll down, but they're down there. I think I had it for a month only, and it went away, but I woke up on Christmas Eve with Bell's palsy, and I've recovered from it. Sorry about the shadow. I've recovered from it, but I still, like, when I blink or when I close my eyes, this eye doesn't close all the way. When I had Bell's palsy, I had to put a patch at night and put gel in my eyes so it wouldn't dry out. And whenever I'm chewing, like, this eye twitches up and down. I don't know. I still have some issues with the nerves in this side of my face. I mean, it is what it is. I'm almost like 100%, but I'm not. So there's still some, like, you could still tell, like, from my smile lines. This one's more prominent. I have more control over this side, and this one is just drooping along with my eye. And when I close my eyes or when I kind of do this side kind of rolls back. They do both roll back, but this one is more prominent. Like, I was affected on this side of my face, so I'm not symmetrical. Is that the right word for it? My sides are not, I'm not even. This side is bigger than this eye, and I don't know. I think also, like, when I go like this side is more puckery, and this side just follows along because I have more nerves still intact on this side, and some of the nerves here are still weak. And I don't think it's ever going to get back because it's already been 6 years. But anyway, yeah, that is an update, you guys. Thank you so much for all of the kind comments and responses and questions. I hope I answered everybody's question. If you have any questions for me, you can leave them in the comments below, and I'll try to get to them in the next video. Other than that, that's pretty much it. I don't think I look too bad without any hair. It doesn't bother me being bald. It only bothered me, and I was only emotional because of the reason why I was losing my hair. But the actual baldness and that does not bother me one bit. I could be bald for the rest of my life and I'll be fine. It's one last thing that I have to worry about. But anyhow, my stomach is growling and I'm really hungry, and I'm hoping to meet up with a friend later. My best friend who passed away, sister. I'm thinking about possibly meeting up with her, just to talk and reminisce and share memories. But anyhow, I'm gonna let you go for now. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're not yet already, I would ask that you consider subscribing. This is just my life's journey, living with terminal breast cancer. It's lately been about breast cancer, but that's not all the channel is about. But just having a lot of issues this past year, so yeah, it's just anything and everything. So thanks again for stopping by, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks.